I just had an epiphany. Okay. Breakfast at Epiphanies. Okay. So I'm thinking, okay, so something, okay. I was talking about karma today, but I have oscillated back and forth between this. There's no karma, and we're doing karmic clearing. There's no karma, we're doing karmic. So it's not that. See, and this is where like contradiction and confusion is stuff, because what is actually happening is this multiple perspective, omnipresence perspective. I kept getting that omnipresence coming in, and with that new deck that I just got, that card. Okay, so and the vision of the slide projector machine looks like an air filter kind of, or whatever, right? And the cockpit, God's cockpit, is like at the center. He's that light at the center, okay, and can grab, and we're like the slides, okay, the picture, and he brings the light, the life, the spirit, okay, to all of the slides, which are us. So that's how he can work with all of us at the same time. It's just projecting light, and he can just project it at whatever slide he wants, okay? So, but with God's projector, it's like multiple slides can have its light, God's light projected on it at the same time. So whereas we would just see one screen in the whole, room of people would be looking at that one screen, there would be multiple screens whenever light needed to be shined on something, someone, whatever it is. The omnipresence of God is able to hone in on that, shine the light, bring the information, what have you, and do that to all other things surrounding it, okay? Whether, it's us, God's children, the earth, whatever, okay? So this, our own omnipresence, okay? If we're created in the image of God, then we have all these aspects as well. Manifestation, okay? Creation, okay? Now, and we think, well, we didn't create God created the earth and all that. Okay, yeah, but understand that all the terraforming, all this stuff was done by the angels, his executive branch, the Elohim, the Elion, the aliens, okay? Elohim comes from Elion, the lion, El Leon, all one word. Anyway, I've done a video about it. I'm not going to go into repeat mode, but so I'm watching a sister out here, and then she mentions the thing about these different perspectives. Okay, so because I'm getting the same, and just now I'm like, okay, what is it? I'm like, the omnipresence thing is coming in. It's like, like we have the 3D, I don't know if you can really see my hands, but so like say the 3D is like, the phalanges or whatever, okay, metacarpals, okay. So like the first joint, okay, that's like the 3D. Again, we're all like facing this way, okay, so the 3D can't see what's behind it, okay, so it's like the 3D is right here and sees in front of that. Then the 4D is behind here, can see the 3D in front of it, but it can't see behind it. Okay, so then the 5D is back here, can see the 4D, observing the 3D, and then also observe the 4D and 3D and okay on its own as well, and so on and so forth. The more you move back or up, I guess, in dimensions, I'm looking at it as, just to explain it on a more 3D chronological level. if you just had people lined up in a row, okay, the person in the front of the line sees the, landscape or whatever. No heads, okay, in front of it. And then the second person behind sees the person in front of them, and then also what the person in front of them sees. Okay? And so on and so forth. So we're gaining more and more perspective, and I was like, it reminded me of, so when I lived in Arizona, my aunt, she had a big mirror across a double sink, and then big double sliding glass mirror doors for the closet, okay, in her master bathroom, so they reflected off each other, and it did that infinity reflection, okay? And you know how, and then it gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer as it goes back, okay? And it kind of like gets smaller and curves up. Okay, anyway, it's very interesting. I used to trip on that a lot when I was in 5th grade. That's when I lived out there. So anyway, yeah, I would always, just do trippy stuff with the mirror, like do your half-face symmetry thing and see what, anyway, interesting stuff. But so that was coming up a little bit, and then just different things to, like, I was trying to, like, get my brain to understand what my higher self was trying to tell me. So from that, and then once when I was with baby daddy in the very beginning, when I was pregnant, so I was pregnant right in the very beginning. I was in my mid-30s, or late 30s actually. I was praying for a baby, okay, so, and God answered my prayer exactly how I prayed for it. So anyway, it wasn't about a man, it was this, so this was about me wanting a child. And I remember one night, I don't think I was pregnant yet, or I didn't know I was pregnant, but I mean, we were getting it on from day one, what can I say? Because I was, like I said, it was just, I didn't want anything more in my life than I wanted a baby. I still have never had that strong of a desire for anything in my life. So, but anyway, this is why I say I don't, it was right in the very beginning. I don't think I was aware that I was pregnant yet, because we were smoking some mugwort, which, I mean, is harmless. It's just a herb. You can make mugwort tea. It's in teas you can buy at the grocery store, and not even the medical teas, just regular, that you can buy with food stamps or whatever. So I just say that as like a qualifying thing, like it's just a totally whatever. Damiana, mugwort, lots of these things are in just teas you buy at the grocery store, little bag teas. And you can smoke it, you can, there's different herbal blends that we mix up, like marshmallow, like the herb, okay? I think it's a root. And Damiana, mugwort, lavender. You can mix cannabis in there or whatever, but you just had different things like that. So it was just a nice aroma. And Damiana, excuse me, my throat, won't clear. Mountain rose herbs, that stuff is, instead of taking sleeping pills and weird shit, because I tried this stuff and I literally took one puff of the Damiana organic leaf from Mountain Rose Herbs, okay, just out of a little glass like a cannabis pipe, okay, just clean, whatever, just no cannabis in there, just the Damiana in one little puff, okay, and it hits you instantly, and it's not a like, no, it's like, all it is, and it hits you right away, okay, but you have to go to a good source, and you got to get good organic. They have a high turnover, all this stuff. So I'm just thinking about that because I'm going to be ordering some herbs. So it's Mountain Rose Herbs has been on my mind. I don't get any kickbacks from them. I wish I did, but so it's good to go to a place that is out of stuff a lot and constantly is restocking and like is out and then will be restocked, blah blah blah. Okay, because that just shows they have a high turnover. They don't have, and they really source their products really well and high quality. Because I've had Damiana from the health food store, nothing. Took a puff, nothing. This stuff from Mountain Rose Herb, took a puff, and it just looked pretty much the same, had the same taste, everything. But it's just the quality. Okay, they really source. They have good resources. They source out their products really well, and really with a lot of care and love, and they have quality stuff. And the Damiana puts you right out. I mean, not like you don't. It's not like the date rape drug guy. It's how you feel when you're really sleepy, right? About when, like when you've been laying in bed, and you're really tired and about ready to fall asleep. It's that level of tired where you're like, oh, you're so tired, you're so comfy, you're in bed. It's amazing. So it's like, and of course they want you to take all these weird things that's going to help you sleep, and then it keeps you like wired, and I don't know, all pills. No. So, but why I got off on that tangent was, share a little info, but because when we were smoking the mugwort, I was having this vision of, and not just a meditative, just being in a meditative state, and we were just like talking. It was getting late, and we were just laying down to go to bed and stuff, and just puffing on just herbs, like I said, the mugwort and lavender and stuff. So the mugwort. So I tried it for the first. I think that was the first time. And the tea's pretty good too. Damiana tea's better, but the mugwort is just very mellow. It's not like smoking weed or anything like that. Cannabis. Well, I shouldn't say. I'm just saying it doesn't have like really strong psychotropic effects. And you can pick it. It grows all along the river, and it grows wild. It's not like. So what I'm saying, it's not like smoking opium or something heavy. It's just, like I said, it's like. But what was happening was I was kind of having a etheric sensation as I was having this visual sensation of like, and it's interesting because my twin just, it's so fucking funny how all the synchronicity, because he was talking about a mud room and all this stuff, and this is what I was saying to baby daddy while I was having this vision. It's like a mud room, like inside a, like, when you go into in a house, but it's like a screened in porch, but then it's like a mud room, and then it's like a hallway, and then it's like it was like a entrance inside of an entrance inside of an entrance. It was like you kept trying to get in, and it was just another but it was another layer of the entrance, I should say. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's the best way I can describe it. And so when I was thinking about this karma thing, not having karma thing, and how it was like, I'm like, am I being triggered and resonating with this at the same time? I'm like, okay, so how am I? So I was trying to figure this out, and I was doing the perspective thing, and I'm like cooking some food for my son right now, and I'm like, okay, the thing. Because he's just been eating all day. He's just been on my ass all day. Hummus, cracked toast, juice, and fruit bars. And I just, oh my God. He's like harassing me for food all day. When I went shopping, I'm just like, I'm just getting you everything you want, and you just leave me alone. And it just like made it work. I don't know what to do. So anyway. What time is it here? It's only 6:20, or is that at 8? Oh, goodness, okay. I was like, that is that's too early for it to be 6:30. So with all this, okay, so all these, like the mud room, all these things are coming in, okay, and then I'm watching her, and she's talking about the karma thing, and I was like, and I was just talking about that today, too, and I'm like, so I'm like hearing her, hearing myself at the same time, having a trigger and a resonance at the same time. And I'm going, okay, this is what we're doing, because we're integrating. So where our perspective, so everything's like this golden ratio, right? So our perspective is also this golden ratio. So it's like we have this perspective of 1, but then it's 1 plus 1. Now we have this perspective of 2. And then it's 2 plus 1, then it's 3, but then it's 3 plus 2, then it's 5, and then it's 8, and then so each time you have another layer of perspective, that it's a bigger layer. Just kind of like the joints of your finger. Okay, this joint is the smallest, and this one's a little bit bigger, and this one's a little bit bigger than that one, and this one's a little bit bigger than that one, or longer, however you want to look at it. Okay, so there's a greater awareness with each level, and then each level itself is greater. Okay, it's just like the golden ratio, the golden spiral, the golden mean. And so this is how our perspective is evolving in this same way, in this mathematical golden spiral. And so, and this happens in dreams too, where it's like click, click, click. You have zoom mode, but you can click in all the way, zoom in, half zoom, and all at the same time. Okay, you don't have to move between the zooms like a camera does. You can just go, I want to see the perspective of here, boom, click, here, boom, click, and here, boom, click, and just pick, and then just illuminate those. Just like the projector thing with God in the center, he can just say, okay, I want to illuminate this slide, and then these five slides over here, and then those 2, and then that one, and then just go and illuminate them. Okay, so this is like our omnipresence, our this radiance that we have. So radiance is a big thing that keeps coming in with omnipresence. So, and this golden mean perspective that, okay, now as we're evolving, our perspective is evolving, and since everything goes by the natural and spiritual law of the golden ratio, our perspective has to follow suit. Correct? This is what logically makes sense to me. So at a certain level, yes, we're doing this karmic clearing thing, because that's our soul. That's the thing that's reincarnated through the moon, the silver moon, the soul, the recycled, damaged, okay, the thing that it comes down and incarnates, okay, and holds the memory of those experiences and traumas and so on and so forth. I think the twin flame tie is, of course, I believe, throughout each level, because it's you. It's so there's like our higher self. Okay, there's our, and I'm just gonna simplify it with 3 perspectives here, because I like trinities, and yeah, so it just nice. Triangle is the first shape. You get 2 lines, no shape. Well, you get an X or a T or a. But yeah, you can have a letter, but to have a shape, you have to have at least 3 lines, okay, to have the first shape. So triangle, trinity. So we'll keep it simple with 3, and that's my life path number. So we have the soul's perspective, okay, and then we have the higher self, that is the like liaison between the soul, which holds the memory of the incarnations, and okay. And or reincarnations, okay. Then so the higher self is the liaison between that, the soul self. Okay, the higher self is the liaison between the soul self and the etheric or perfect pure spirit self. That is just the thing that you are, all that you are, without any of the damage. It's the perfect pure divine template, okay? the thing that holds no memory, no damage. It's just your pure creation without the addition of form and story and memory and okay. And this is why the higher self is so important, because it's the liaison between that and your soul self, okay? Because the etheric self is just this templating that just is perfect spirit. And for our 3D soul self to understand this, our higher self needs to translate it and morph it into a way that we can consume it and digest it and understand it so as to be able to apply it. So I hope that made sense. I'm going to stop blabbing now. I do have the heater on, so if you heard or hear right now, as you're watching this, heard and hear, because past and present and future is all happening. Okay, so, yeah, because I have the heater on there to keep it nice and toasty, warm, and comfy and cozy and abundant. So if you hear like a fan and stuff, now the computer fan wants to get going, so I don't know if you can hear that, but if so, no worries, let it go. All right, I love you all. Peace and blessings.